If you are solving your client's problems for 8 hours a day, who is solving your problems? And if you are solving your business problems every day, when are you gonna do that? Or is somebody else solving your business problems? Let's dive into these questions as we discuss today a book that has changed my life and my business. It's called The E-Myth Revisited by Michael Gerber. And it's this famous book about entrepreneurship and what it really is, and that it is not just doing good work, but it's actually building something bigger than you are. And we will discuss how this feels and what the pitfalls are and what the successful people do in order to actually make it. So let me jump to my notes from the book, The E-Myth Revisited by Michael Gerber, and we'll give you some examples from our daily one-on-one coaching of entrepreneurs and what we have learned. And also in the end, I will give you a time-saving tool. So stay up until there. First of all, entrepreneurs start a journey. They want freedom and they're good at something. So they do it, they're passionate about it. Like, I can help you. I'm your financial advisor. I start a financial advisory. So I'm your financial advisor. 8 hours a day, I will solve your problems. You are my client. I help you solve financial problems. Now the question is, when in the day do I start solve my business problems? And you know, my business problems, if I'm a financial advisor, are: how can I improve form, fit, and function of my sales system? Form, fit, and function of my marketing system? Form, fit, and function of my client onboarding system, operations, client delivery system? Those are the things that I need to improve. If I am every day doing client work, when am I doing strategy? When am I improving form, fit, and function of my sales processes, marketing processes, operations? So this question is a question that he poses, and it really kicked my butt. I remember I'm in the metro here. I'm listening to the audiobook of the E-Myth Revisited, and he says, if you are just working in the business, you actually don't have a business. You are a glorified freelancer. You don't have a business. You are the business. It's a series of jobs, but then you don't have a business. And I was like, oh my God, what? I don't have a business? I want to change this. So I continued listening to it. And he says, basically, there is work in the business. This is when you deliver client work. And then there is working on the business. And I was like, oh my God, it's true. Working on the business is much higher leverage tasks, strategic partnerships, IP, writing a book, landing the IP, creating a franchise model, a certification model. Those were all things that I had in my mind, but I had no time to build because I was still working in the business. And my fantasy was, well, at some point I will have time. I will have downtime. I will have a month where there is less client work. Reality is, it doesn't happen. It only happens, and now we are at the next point, the daily flow. It only happens if you make it a practice. That's why I've created for myself the daily flow, and I can even share the daily flow with you if you like. It is quite a simple template that I have here right now on my iPad, and says, all right, what am I going to do at 8 a.m. in the morning? I'm running. 9, I'm meeting Andy over Zoom. 10 o'clock, I'm doing interviews. 11, I'm doing a workout, for example. And from the daily flow, every evening when I close my day, I will ask myself, which of today's activities could be done by somebody else even better? So, I don't think I have to do the interviews, so I will delegate the interviews next. Do I want to do running, working, meeting Andy? Yeah. But also maybe meeting Andy, I will do actually in the afternoon. Because I will do the morning, I will do deep work, block out deep work. And then in the afternoon, doing things that involve other people, like interviews and meetings and podcasts, where I am on somebody's podcast. Maybe I do that in the afternoon. So this is the daily flow. And then I move it here and I have the next day. So the cool thing about this is I can go back and check some other days, and I will learn from my own experience, from my own patterns, right? So this is something that you can download at strategysprints.com. It's called Daily Flow. And this is one way this book has inspired me to find a better balance of working in the business and on the business. So you can make it a daily practice of thinking, okay, tomorrow, my day, which activities are important? Which one do really move the whole business forward versus just parts? And then you can act accordingly and design your day accordingly. That's the daily flow. Then the next question is, how can you separate time from income? If you're a financial advisor, you might say, okay, I bill you per hour. I worked for 3 hours, I bill you 3 hours. That might be a good idea in the first year, but very quickly you have to move away from that. Latest, when you have reached the 35K per month threshold, you have to move away from that and decouple time from income. The reason why people buy from you is not your time. So you don't buy your yoga teacher's time. You don't care about his time. You care about feeling better and having a more flexible spine. So the job to be done is, I want a more flexible spine. I want to feel better. If that takes 1 hour or 3 hours from your yoga teacher, you don't really care. I don't really care. It might be a video that he sends me over, or he wrote a book about it and I use the book. So separate time from income, package your work, your services, like a product, because what they actually come to buy is the end results. It's not you doing manual work there. That's a misconception, and also that in our one-to-one coaching we tackle. The third part is, how do you find what is actually the job to be done? What is actually the reason they buy from you? And that is the strategic value. The strategic value, you can also download the strategic value on our website, is a free tool that helps you identify why people buy from you and what the underlying reason is. Because when you found that, then you can separate time from income. You don't need time anymore because they're getting what they want to get. And then you can choose if to spend time on that or not, and when and how much. So this is how the book, The E-Myth Revisited, has inspired me, has kicked me in the butt first, has inspired me to fire myself from operations, move from being an entrepreneur to being the CEO of the enterprise and being the owner of the enterprise, which now runs well without me. But the process there, it was writing down how I spend my time, every day reviewing what could I delegate. Does it really improve the whole business or not? Can I delegate it? Can I systemize it? Can I cut it? The next step was to separate time from income. And the process that I used to separate time from income was the strategic value. You can find the daily flow and the strategic value tool for free at strategysprints.com. Enjoy, and let me know in the comments the questions that pop up when you implement these and how you balance working on the business how you make time to work on the business right now. Keep rolling.